Hey guys, Joseph the World here, and today, yet again, we're talking about another nonce. The man you see on your screen right now is Jason Oldacre, a then 45-year-old that went to prison for doing something unspeakable to a 7-year-old girl. But first, before we talk about the whole situation, I just wanted to bring up some stuff from my last video, which means responding to some of the comments saying they were unsubscribing because of my opinions on all the far right riots as of recent. So here's my response to all that. But before we talk about what he did and everything, we need to talk about a clip of Jason that recently, or at least in the last few months, went viral. Now, Jason had an interview about who he was voting for or when the general elections were happening, and he is a Reform UK voter, big wow on her, and he blames immigration for the reason he can't get a job. And later on in the interview, he says he has a criminal history. And we're obviously going to be talking about that criminal history soon, but I'm going to show the clip first to show you how he is.
How important an issue is immigration to you?
Well, I can't get a job. They come to this country and they just get a job just like that.
So when you apply, what do they say to you?
Well, I've got a criminal record. Assault.
Assault?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Well, I've been out of prison now 3 years now.
And so you blame immigrants rather than your criminal record?
Now, if you lived in the UK and was kind of on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, you probably saw that clip because it went viral and people started digging into his past and wondered what he did for his criminal record to be apparently that bad that no one will hire him. And, well, let's take a look at that. Jason Oldacre, who has a history of inappropriate behaviour, indecently touched a girl when he was left alone with her. After he was arrested, police found the 45-year-old had added vile labels to an innocent video he had taken of the youngster, saying what he would like to do to her. Even though he denied any wrongdoing, only admitting on the morning of a trial at Swindon Crown Court after being told he would not get more than 2 years. Jason Taylor, prosecuting, told how the matter came to light after Oldacre was caught stealing underwear from a washing line. The child's mum told the girl they won't be seeing him anymore, and the child's reply, "Is that because of the bad things he has been doing to me?" She then told how on 3 occasions he had put his hand up her skirt and did something to her. After he was arrested, the police seized and examined his mobile phone and found he had a video of a child which was essentially innocent. But he said labels had been added to the footage suggesting he wanted to have with the girl and other things he wanted to do with her. When he was arrested, he told the police, "I ain't done nothing wrong," and even after the mobile footage was put to him, he maintained his innocence. Oldacre, of no fixed abode, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of sexual assault of a child under 13 in early July last year. The court heard how he previous convictions were harassment when he sent dirty text messages to females who did not want them. As a result, he had been put on the offender program. Shortly before the latest offences came to light, magistrates imposed an 8-week jail term suspended for 2 years for the underwear offences. Mark Sharman, defending, said his client had an unhappy upbringing, operated at an intellectual level below his years, and had never been involved in an intimate relationship with an adult. Jailing him, Judge Peter Blair, QOC, said, "This behaviour, which he finally pleaded guilty to this 7-year-old is behaviour that you know was wrong. I understand that you have some difficulties with your level of thinking skills and controlling your own behaviour, but it was frightening for a young child. It was unpleasant for her. It was unwanted. We hear from her mother that it may be that she has been able, at the moment, to brush it to one side and not dwell on it. But we won't know, and she won't know until she's an adult, as to whether it will have some ongoing effect on her, as usually think these things do. As well as jailing Oldacre for 100 weeks, he also imposed a sexual harm prevention order, restricting his contact with children when he is released. Oldacre must also register as an offender for 10 whole years. First, let's get the most important thing out of the way. I do not understand how he could physically do that and only get 2 years. What a ridiculous sentencing. People that have been caught trying to do it or trying to meet a minor and then obviously it ends up being a pred hunting team have gotten less or more time than someone who actually did something to an actual person of that age. And honestly, I do not understand the sentencing. The sentencing in this jokes when it comes to Preds and nonces are just ridiculous. To be honest with you, I think this sums up the typical Reform UK voter. But moving on from that, this whole situation is just mad. I do not understand how he can blame people coming over to this country for the reason he can't get a job when he has a history of doing that. And it wasn't even just a history of him being slightly inappropriate, like he's physically done something to someone, and that's just horrendous. Anyway, that's all the information I've left to share on this dude, and if anything ever happens to him again, I guess I will cover it depending on what happens. But yeah, that's been Joseph the World. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit, and peace.